All right, so on the open mic, Meredith, you are on deck, but first you are going to hear from this dynamic duo of Yael and Sheryl. Give it up for them.
Whoa, it feels good. Woo-hoo. Whoa, okay. Shopping examines the relationship, self-image, and memories that develop while shopping with people we love. This book is for anyone who has a loved one and wants to create positive memories that will last a lifetime.
Shopping is a noun. It is a linguistic blend of schlepp plus love plus shopping. And it is defined as the ritual of schlepping with someone you love while shopping.
Shopping is an activity you do with a loved one that acts as a relationship enhancer. It happens when you decide you want to spend time together with someone you love.
Think about a time when you left the house with a loved one. A mother, father, son, daughter, brother, sister, grandparent, best friend, aunt, grandchild, anybody. You went from store to store, tried on endless number of garments, bought dozens of items, stopped for only a meal or a drink, and returned home tired and content. You laughed and giggled, you cried and fought, and kissed and hugged, and chit-chatted throughout the day. Chapter 2, Shopping for your first bra, the budding of the boobs. It's her experience, not yours.
The ritual of buying your first bra is one that is often embedded in a young girl's memory. The realization that your body is growing, changing, developing, and slowly becoming a body similar to your mom's is experienced in different ways.
There are daughters who are embarrassed about their budding breasts or spreading of hair and wear baggy clothes to conceal, and those who cherish those moments as milestones to maturity and brag about it with friends, family, and on social media.
There are mothers who deal with their daughter's puberty in a very private and intimate way, and those who deal with it openly and publicly and share their daughter experience with the whole world.
As daughters, we experience this time in our lives very differently.
The developing breast tissue that I had when I was about 10 years old, according to my mother, was not something that should be seen. So now that my boobs were blossoming, Mom and I went out for our first shopping for bra experience to find the right training bar. I was rather small, and my breasts were only little buds. A 28 AA was the correct size. I don't recall all the details. That is, I don't remember where we bought the bra, the color, or what we did on that shopping trip. But I do remember the excitement of coming home, putting on my first bra, and doing my fashion show while gazing at the new image of my body in the bathroom mirror. Later that evening, when Dad came home from work, the first thing he did was congratulate me and say, "Mazel tov, it's hard to believe my little girl is growing up." Although I was proud that I was finally getting my first bra, I felt so embarrassed when he acknowledged my changing body. My mom prepared me in some ways for puberty, and the general attitude in our house was a mixed message of openness yet embarrassment about one's body. Since my boobs were already developing and my grandmother and mother had been menstruating at ages 10 and 11 respectively, my mom felt the need to prepare me at age 10. She gave me the book, the pads, the sanitary belt that held pads in place prior to adhesives, and the talk about the importance of keeping my body to myself. In my house, growing up meant I would be old enough to make decisions for myself. From the time I was about 11, I always wanted to shave off the dark, fuzzy hair from my legs that was often the focus of ridicule from my friends. They used to name-call me Hairy Legs, and I begged my mother to let me shave, but my mom always said, "Once you get your period, you can shave your legs." Thus, for me, the changes in my body, budding boobs, buying a bra, growth of external hair, and menstruation all represented maturity and independence.
I was embarrassed when others saw the changing of my body. In my house, it meant it would be the dinner table conversation, and my puberty would be the hot topic of the week, which made me feel like a monkey in the zoo. My mom, Sheryl, was so open about everything and talked about my life all the time, regardless of who was in the room. The only way to protect myself was to be secretive and not to share my experience with my mom. She never could understand the boundaries between public and private, and I knew that everything I told her would be passed on to my dad and her friends, and I would be asked about it the next morning. When I was 12 years old, a week after my bat mitzvah, my dad, my mom, my brother, and I were driving in the car going hiking in Tucson, Arizona. Out of the blue, and probably out of boredom, my mom raised her head from a macrame board and said, "I wonder when you're going to get your period. I got it when I was 12 and a half, and my mom got it when she was 11, and Gami got it when she was 10. You'll probably get it soon." Needless to say, I was embarrassed and infuriated that she said that in front of my dad and brother in a closed car with nowhere to run or hide. I blushed and became silent, only thinking, thank God I didn't tell my mom I actually got my period a few months prior. I guess it was easier for me to deal with my puberty alone than it was to deal with it with the entire world. This is a story I have never told my mom up until this moment of writing these words because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. A few months ago after the hike, I had a very painful period, which now I know is endometriosis. I had a very painful period with heavy bleeding and did not want to go to ballet class. I finally got the courage to tell my mom that I had got my period, and she tried to give me the talk. I very emphatically told her I knew everything already and shrugged off. As I expected, the next day at the dinner table with my brother, my dad asked me questions about my period. The only way I could deal with it was to scream at my mom, "How could you tell him? I told you not to tell him," and hysterically run into my bedroom, slam the door, and avoid everyone.
As a mother, I dealt with your puberty, femininity, or sexuality in an open and public way because in my home, when I was growing up, these things were not discussed. It's amazing to see how even when we as parents try to do things differently from our own parents and change our children's experience for the better, sometimes we still make the same mistakes our parents made, just from a different perspective.
I guess we were both cheated of many mother-daughter experiences throughout my puberty. So, Mom, how do I do it differently with my daughter, 3 months old, who at this moment is nursing from my breasts? Chapter 4.
Good, fat, bad, skinny. The battle of the sizes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I can fit in that dress again.
Many times, weight loss occurs because a person wanted to lose weight. They dieted, exercised, and changed their daily routine. However, often people lose weight due to causes that may be known or unknown to them, including cancer, other illnesses, chemotherapy, depression, or hormonal imbalances. So if we tell somebody that she looks fabulous because she lost weight, are we basically telling that person that she's much prettier as a sick woman than a healthy woman? And often we gain weight. And often we gain weight because we're happy, or we went on a fabulous vacation, or we got over an illness. And often it is because we are feeding another human being and need all the energy we can get. So why don't people congratulate on us gaining weight and not only losing weight?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.